K-pop Demon Hunters. So Netflix, which notoriously, they don't distribute, they don't put their stuff in theaters. They like to keep their stuff on streaming. They decided, let's make an exception and let's put out K-pop Demon Hunters, the sing-along, after it's been like the most successful movie ever on Netflix and been watched, millions of times by everybody. They said, hey, why don't we put out our sing-along version of this thing? Maybe that could do something for us. And even though it only released in 1,700 theaters,
crazy,
it is #1 at the box office this weekend. And this is not a full opening weekend. This is not a Thursday preview, Friday opening day, then Saturday and Sunday, a 4-day opening. That's not what this is. They put it out on Saturday and Sunday, and it was enough to nab first place at the box office. K-pop Demon Hunter sings to 18 to 20 million in first theatrical win ever for Netflix. Now, Netflix is not officially going to put out these numbers because they don't do that when it comes to any of this stuff. So these are just the estimates that we have. But in all reality, it is #1 at the box office with a just Saturday and Sunday release in 1,700 theaters. To put this in perspective, that's basically what Elio made in its opening weekend in 2,000 more theaters.
That's
over
insane.
Double the theaters. And this is something that people are bringing up even before this happened. This is back in June. 3 lessons Pixar should learn from K-pop Demon Hunters after Elio's box office flop, and the idea that you have these animated movies from Disney that are just having such trouble, that are bombing, that are losing money for them, as Netflix has a huge smash hit that they released for 2 days in a theater and basically outperformed Disney's. And it's bringing just up other things. Before we move on to Pixar and Disney, Jay, you're a big K-pop Demon Hunters fan. Why? Just sell it to me. Sell it to everybody. Why should you go watch this or stream it or whatever?
I don't know if I could do that. It's just something different. Just something I haven't really seen. I don't watch a lot of anime or anything or K-pop. So it just was something completely different. It just had I didn't see anything woke or anything crazy. And it was just a story of these singers that have these powers that keep the demons away. And people would be like, Jay got it all wrong. Well, the devil hires a boy band to get into this town with their demon powers. So they're singers too. So there's a sing off, so it's one of those things. I know I'm not selling it good, but it just was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that didn't really do it for me. But and of course, Sony makes this movie and they sell it to Netflix, and Netflix is just getting all of these views and all of this stuff. And Sony's kind of sitting there well, fuck. But when it comes to Pixar and Disney, this is bringing up other things because I didn't think that this was going to be a story this weekend.
Yeah.
I didn't think at all that this is going to be a story, but somehow Snoop Dogg became a story for talking about a 3-year-old movie in Lightyear. Snoop Dogg body slams Disney over his grandson's reaction to Lightyear lesbian mom scene. I didn't come for this shit. And if you go way back in time, Jay, that was embarrassing for them, right? Replacing Tim Allen, getting Chris Evans to do the voice of Lightyear, a $200 million budget. Chris Evans out there talking shit, saying if you have a problem with the diversity and representation, you're a bigot, you're a dinosaur, and you'll eventually die off and we won't have to deal with you. These are the things that were coming out from Disney at the time. And it flopped. It was a miserable failure for them, lost hundreds of millions of dollars. And 2 years, 3 years later, Snoop Dogg's talking about this. I don't believe that Snoop Dogg is a representation of a normal, everyday, average American. But his thoughts about taking his grandson in this case, or parents taking their children to theaters, thinking they're just going to see something that is family-friendly entertainment that you can trust, and then being stuck with them getting something else, getting some propaganda out of it, I think it's pretty relatable to a lot of people. And I think it's one of the reasons that Disney's having such a hard time right now.
Agreed.
I took my grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Light?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
With Kiki Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie, like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she and she had a baby. They both women's. How did she have a baby? Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, it's fuck me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
What'd you tell them?
Watch the movie. Eat this popcorn. Shh.
You said, we don't know. We don't know.
It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to show that at this age. Like,
that part.
They're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I don't have the answer.
Yeah. And I don't even know the answer that's rehearsed. What am I supposed to say? Was the lady used to be I got questions. Now I got questions.
And I was just there to go to sleep and watch the movie. That nigga woke me up. I'm in there. Huh? They just said that she had a baby. How? They both women's. Oh, man, damn. Yeah, eat this popcorn.
Damn. You know, it's...
And I think that, look, do I think, is Snoop Dogg, like, if he sees lesbians and something for him, is he going to be like, oh, I don't want that shit in my entertainment? I don't know. No fucking idea. But regardless of your experience, your race, your gender, like all of this, your age, people have a problem with this shit being introduced to their children when it's clearly propaganda. And that's what it was. And that's why this rings true for a lot of people.
The fact that you lost Snoop Dogg is quite telling. And the other fact is, he was like, I'm trying to fall asleep, basically saying the movie sucks. It's pretty boring. Just hanging out with the family. Next, I don't want to answer any questions of your weird agenda stuff. Yeah, it's supposed to be for kids. It's Snoop Dogg. I don't think he's gonna bow to the backlash of people calling him out either. It's freaking Snoop Dogg. He doesn't care. So this is the same guy that left his live streaming on for like 15 hours while he was playing video games. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear that. No.
He was live streaming and he thought he turned it off. He just got up and left. And it just was there, like the chair was there, and then he finally gets back in. He's like, what the frick? And it just turns it off.
Of course, he's high as shit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just stoned out of his mind. But
yeah,
like,
but no, you're right. It's like the fact that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. Like more and more people are just saying that this is not shouldn't be in children's stuff or anything like that. Just should tell them that they're on the wrong side of history with this whole thing, and this is why they're feeling this is why K-pop Demon Hunters is doing better than all your dumb movies. That's it.
Yeah, they've lost the trust of families with all this don't say gay bullshit that happened, like all of this stuff and the content that you've been putting out. It's going to take a while for anybody to trust you again. We've heard what the heads of Pixar are doing when they're coming into Elio and saying, no, you can't have a gay storyline about a 9-year-old boy. Cut this shit out. And all the fucking freaks and pronouns and bios losers that work at this company have a meltdown. But the execs were like, came in and stepped in and said, no, you can't do that shit. Let's rip this up. There are people that recognize that this is not good for business at this point, but it's going to take a very long time for anybody to trust you after everything they've seen, after all the Zoom calls and the stuff with them admitting, right? With them admitting that they put propaganda in children's things because it's easier to control them when they're young. It's going to take a while to earn people's trust back. Even Snoop Dogg thinks so.
Especially a great deal. And I think that's why we see a lot of people not choosing to go to the box office. And you see how, like, the Demon Hunters, like you said, that's already been viewed. Probably a lot of parents have already watched that with their kid. They're like, okay, this is fine. This is good. No problem. Oh, you want to go to a sing-along? I know Krista went this weekend. She said her theater was packed and everybody was singing along. And I could only imagine what that was like. But so they already pre-screened the movie. So thinking that it's safe. So maybe that's why more people are waiting for films like this, stuff from Disney to come out on streaming, so they can go over it and check it and make sure. You know, why take the risk?
God, imagine having to sit through Elio before you let your kids watch it.
Yeah,
there's 90 minutes of your life you're never going to get back, Jay.
No, never. I don't know a single person who has watched that film, even for like a review. You know, sometimes people watch things just to review it. It's like, I don't know a single person who's even done that for a review. But do you think, the real question is, will they learn? Will they see these things? Will they see that a Netflix film? And you know who really got the worst part of the whole K-pop is Sony. So apparently Sony spent $100 million on that film, and they sold it to Netflix for 20 million, right?
I don't really know. I've heard from
along those lines where it's like Sony lost.
I've heard from a couple different things. One, that Sony made it and sold it to Netflix. I've also heard that Sony got the pitch and they had the idea and they sold that to Netflix, who then paid to get it made. I haven't looked to see exactly which is the accurate story. I've heard both of those things out there. Either way, it is clear that Sony kind of missed out on what could have been. But also, if this is a Sony movie and they just released it in theaters, does it do as well, right? It might not gain all this momentum on a streaming show that then you were able to release it just for nothing, right? It's just all benefit. Netflix doesn't care about the $10 million that it's going to receive out of the $20 million box office. Netflix could give no fucks. What they're trying to do is put it in a theater to generate noise, and so that people then sign up. They see all these things happening. They then sign up for Netflix to watch it.
Yeah, because
subscriptions. Like that's
what they did. What Netflix did yesterday was, I don't know. I don't even know. I didn't see it, but apparently they did a special sing-along edition on Netflix late last night.
Yeah, they put it up like this morning, basically. Yeah, after debuting the sing-along in theaters, now they're putting the sing-along on Netflix.
So what's that do? What do they put the words on the screen? I guess like karaoke.
Correct.
Okay. So now are both still available? I'm assuming. So that means they probably won't re-release it or keep it in the theaters till the next week. It was just a special one and done.
It was just 2-day, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday.
You're right, because they're not in it to, like, they make more money when people watch or sign up than, I'm assuming,
they got fucking billions and billions and billions of dollars in revenue the way that they're doing it now. They are very hesitant to theatrical releases. Which some theaters don't like them because of that. They really wish that they would get in the theatrical stuff because they have things that people do want to watch. I think it's going to stay and maintain this type of thing where you'll get a couple special things. Maybe when they do Chronicles of Narnia, maybe we'll see an IMAX weekend or something, but very limited theater and all about their subscription model.
It makes me wonder if that's like kind of like the future of certain things in cinema, because we did see The Chosen do the same thing. Over the Easter week. Chosen, you could literally stream The Chosen from your channel and not get claimed. Like it's like a free, but like they decided to release. Remember that? It was like 3 weeks.
They did the lead up in the episodes up to Easter weekend.
To Easter. Yeah. So in the theaters. Interesting.